My husband's cronies came to our new house to celebrate our move. Some of them sprayed beer everywhere, claiming it was to liven things up. Some ignored the bathroom and sneaked behind the curtains to relieve themselves when I wasn't looking. They were wreaking havoc in the new house. I just smiled calmly and let them do as they pleased. It's all because in my past life, I kicked these cronies out of the house in a fit of anger. My drunken husband, unable to accept this, beat me so badly I fell to the ground. You say my friends are ruining the new house? We men don't have so many schemes. I think you're just looking for trouble. A man with more friends has more options. You shameless bastards. Don't you even understand that? I had my ribs broken, missed the window for treatment, and died in agony at home. When I opened my eyes again, I was back to the day my husband's friends came to visit. The bass from the stereo was shaking the floorboards of our brand new suburban colonial. Several grown men, bellies hanging over their belts, stood on my pristine beige sectional, shirtlessly bellowing along to classic rock while shaking beer cans until foam sprayed across the room like confetti. My new 65-inch flat screen, the one I'd saved 3 months for, sizzled and popped as liquid seeped into its vents. The hand-scraped hardwood floors were scuffed with mud. The freshly painted eggshell walls were smeared with something unidentifiable and greasy. I watched, frozen, as one of them walked out from behind my custom silk drapes, zipping up his fly. The sharp, acrid stench of urine drifted through the air. My daughter, Hallie, cowered behind my legs, her small hands gripping my skirt. "Mommy," she whimpered, "I'm scared." A violent shudder ripped through me. The air left my lungs. I'm back. The realization hit me with the force of a physical blow. I was alive. I had been reborn. I looked down at Hallie's tear-stained face and pulled her into a crushing hug, burying my nose in her hair. In my previous life, the one that ended in darkness, my husband, Rick, had invited these same parasites back to our home after the initial party. To prove he was the big man, he'd even hired strippers. They turned our living room into a dive bar. When Hallie had woken up crying from the noise, the boys had jeered at Rick. "Can't even control your own kid, man?" Humiliated, Rick had slapped our daughter across the face. "Quit crying. You're embarrassing me." The harder she cried, the harder he hit her, desperate to perform his masculinity for an audience of losers. Hallie had fled in terror, triggering a severe asthma attack. She died alone in a corner while they laughed. And me? When I tried to kick them out, Rick, drunk on cheap lager and fragility, beat me until my ribs snapped. I lay on the floor, unable to move, slowly dying from internal bleeding while he lectured me. "You think you're better than my friends? A man needs his crew. You're just looking for trouble." But that was then. This is now. Whoa, look out. The fun police have arrived, Brody sneered. He was Rick's childhood best friend, a man who peaked in high school and had been sliding downhill ever since. He propped his muddy work boots up on the armrest. "Come on, Meredith. It's a housewarming. You gotta break the place in. If Rick wasn't my brother from another mother, I wouldn't even be here." Rick slammed his beer can down on the coffee table, crushing the aluminum. His face was flushed, eyes glassy. "Meredith, don't start with that attitude. These are my boys." He pointed a finger at me. "I put up with your nagging usually, but today, don't push me. Do not embarrass me in my own house." Another friend, Carter, raised his fist. "Yeah, Rick, tell her who wears the pants." I looked at Rick, really looked at him, and felt nothing but a cold, hollow disappointment. He came from a rough background, while I grew up in a stable middle-class home. In the beginning, I loved his grit.